I have Jeremy Rowland, the Regional Director of Catholic Charities of Southern Missouri, with us today. Jeremy?
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
So there's a big project that is coming to Cape Girardeau. LifeHouse is the name. Tell us just a little bit about what LifeHouse is and right now where that project is at.
Sure. LifeHouse is a 24/7 transitional housing program that Catholic Charities runs. It started in Springfield in 2013 when we converted a Carmelite monastery into a home for our homeless pregnant women. But it's more than just a shelter. It's an entire program meant to help these women become self-sufficient. So a woman can come and stay with us at any point during her pregnancy along with her children up to the age of 5, and they can stay with us up to a year after the birth of their child. And then they'll transition into our aftercare program. But while they're at LifeHouse, our staff works with them to provide parenting classes, teach them life skills. We help them find a job and teach them budgeting. They save 70% of their income. So when they're ready to transition out, they'll have a foundation to start with. We help them with kind of building a structure so that way they're ready to thrive on their own when they leave. And it's been a very successful program. It started in 2013, and since then we've had 97 babies born, all healthy with no drug or alcohol addiction, which has been a big accomplishment because 70% of the women that come to us have drug or alcohol addiction in their background. So we're very proud of that.
You mentioned Springfield, Missouri is kind of where the prototype for this project is? Yeah,
Catholic Charities of Southern Missouri serves as 39 southernmost counties in Missouri. So we have offices in Springfield, Van Buren, Joplin, Poplar Bluff, Sykeston, and Cape Girardeau. Because of the success of LifeHouse in Springfield and the need here in southeast Missouri, we wanted to expand that program to serve the area. Missouri ranks 44th in maternal mortality, and in 2019, 1/3 of all infant deaths in Missouri happened in Springfield or the Boot Heel, and we really believe that this program can really impact this area.
And I think I've heard you speak before about this project. You mentioned at one point in Springfield the economic impact that LifeHouse had in that area.
Yeah, besides the impact it has on the women who come to us, it's really had a great impact on the community. In 2018, we were awarded the Springfield Business Journal Economic Impact Award for the savings LifeHouse brought to the community. Because of some of the prenatal care that these women have received, the hospital saw reduced NICU stays, and the average 30-day NICU stay runs about $100,000. So the hospitals there have seen quite a bit of savings. And then the community as a whole, because with the babies being born healthy and no addiction to drug or alcohol, there's less need for some of the educational and social services needed to help provide for children who suffer from that.
So how's the process work? Is there a screening, or how does a
Sure.
lady get involved with this?
So we are happy to serve anyone of any faith or no faith. There's no referral necessary. So a woman who is pregnant and experiencing homelessness can come to us as long as they're over the age of 18. Can come to us at any time during their pregnancy. They have to be 30 days sober before entering because LifeHouse isn't set up to provide that kind of care for them. But once they are sober, they can join LifeHouse. There's a lot of structure, so there's about a 9-page agreement that the women agree to that lists all the rules, including the curfew, the family dinner, the parenting classes, all those tools that really help them to become successful and maintain self-sufficiency once they leave the program.
So as far as the program in Cape, this will be in downtown Cape?
Yeah, we have had a piece of land donated, about 1.5 acres on Spanish Street between Park and Main. So down there, right as the Main Street turns away from the river. So this facility will be about 17,000 square feet. It'll be 15 bedrooms. It'll overlook the river. So we've got a beautiful lot, and it's got a lot of great amenities. It's close to public transportation, so the ladies can get to work, and then very close to the campus for any of our clients who want to take college courses. So we're very excited about that location.
What will be some of the amenities? Obviously right by the river, some great views.
Yeah, some great views, and then there's also a lot of other nonprofit agencies around there that we partner with that can really create a great network for the women who come to LifeHouse here in Cape Girardeau.
You mentioned it's open to anyone, any faith, so you are working with other agencies in the area to facilitate stays if needed?
Yeah, and one of our goals at Catholic Charities is to try and fill in the cracks where needs might not be met in the community. So we're not looking to compete with any other nonprofits. We want to work together to be able to give these women all the resources that we have to offer.
Just a little bit of time left here. Obviously, you know the location. You said that that was donated for the project?
It was, yep.
Okay, and a capital campaign underway?
Yeah, so we've started a capital campaign with a goal of $6 million, $4 million for construction, and $2 million for the first couple years of operating. Rick and Rhonda Cuba and Ted and Laura Powers are chairing that for us, and it's really off to a great start. We've raised just over $2 million, and we're very confident we'll be able to hit our goal. Our plan is to break ground this summer with the completion date of December of 2022.
2022.
Yep.
So that's really not that far away.
It's not. Yeah, it's going to be here before we know it.
And if someone is wanting to contribute to that capital campaign, what's the best way to go about doing that?
They can go online to our website, which is www.ccsomo.org. They can stop by our office. We got one here locally, 231 North Main Street. Or they can feel free to give us a call. It's 573-335-0905.
Sounds like a very exciting opportunity for Cape Girardeau and for our area.
Yeah, we're very excited about bringing this program here. We think it's going to have a great impact on all of southeast Missouri. You know, just because it's located in Cape Girardeau, there's no geographical boundaries. We're happy to serve any woman in need.
So you'll be pulling from all surrounding counties?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much, and best of luck to you, and thanks for all that you do with Catholic Charities, and best of luck with LifeHouse.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for having me on.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy Rowland of Catholic Charities, thank you again for being here with us. Coming up next, we'll talk with Anna Kangas on Cape's new City Hall. That's next on Cape Chronicle.
It's a miracle that springs forth to feed us, to clothe us, to bring us joy. A miracle prompted by rain and warmed by the sun. But few realize without healthy soil below ground, there would be little life above it. Learn more about this miracle under our feet and how we're working with farmers and ranchers to unlock the secrets in the soil.
Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike RENICK. The Common Pleas Courthouse overlooking downtown Cape Girardeau has been the center of Cape civic life for almost 170 years. It's been everything from a prison to a hospital, and to tell us how it will be home again to Cape City Hall, we have the city's transformation manager, Anna Kangas. Anna, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. So what is a transformation manager? You get asked that a lot?
Yeah. So I work in development services, and we have engineering, inspections, and planning upstairs in City Hall. And I am transforming the way that we do business with our community. So trying to make more of our processes digital, online, more accessible 24/7. And that was kind of a goal that we had even before COVID, but COVID kind of pushed us that direction even faster.
Kind of the great accelerator.
Yes.
Kind of seen that in a lot of areas. Things you've maybe had planned out. Well, now's the time to do it.
Yep. So we brought back our digital plan review services at the end of last year, and we can also apply. People can apply and pay for their permits completely online now.
All right. Well, I know one of the things we're talking about today is a big construction project that's going on not too far from where we're at right now. That's going to be the new City Hall. And that's not too far away from being finished, is it?
Right. We are looking at early October for that project to be completion, at least the construction would be complete early October. And then we need to, finish moving in our furniture and moving all of our stuff over there too. So probably the end of this year we'll be operating out of the new building.
So what exactly is the project? What will be happening in the new building?
So most of the functions that are at City Hall now will move over, with the exception of our utility billing office, and we are relocating them to the Osage Center. But with the new building, we are renovating the old Carnegie Library and the old Common Pleas Courthouse, and then there's an addition being constructed between those right now. You'll see all the structural steel going up. But all of our other offices will be in there, human resources, finance, our IT department, city manager, everybody.
Are you do you peek in here and there to see how the progress is going?
Yep, I stop by the site a couple times a week. So.
And you're pleased with what you're seeing so far?
Yeah, really excited.
Now, obviously, with this project, there's a lot of history with the current building. So, are there challenges with trying to preserve some of that history, but also move the city into a new world from a technology standpoint?
Yeah, so the old buildings, they were built when there was little or no electrical, and so we've added a lot of electrical. Those buildings had been used most recently as Cape County buildings, but we had city offices there up until like the late 70s, I think. But we're adding, electrical to accommodate all of the computers and everything that we have now. New mechanical systems, new plumbing systems, everything.
We mentioned some of the entities that were in that building at some point. Have you had a chance to look back into the history of some of those and see what has been there over the years?
I haven't done a lot of looking at that. I do know there was a jail at one point, and there were jail cells in the basement. It was our Cape County courthouse for a while, so we had evidence of that in there, the pews and such that were in the courtroom itself.
So on the technology side, what will some of those upgrades be? What will be kind of the new wow factor type stuff whenever someone tours or goes in?
So we will have a better system in the city council chambers, so we'll be able to broadcast better, so all of our public meetings. And then in all of our conference rooms, we'll have screens so that we can pull up documents on the screens, and we'll also have video conferencing capabilities in a lot of our conference rooms as well.
You've basically, I guess, been with this project kind of from the get-go, so to speak?
Kind of. I was with the city for a while, and then I left and came back, and construction was getting ready to start when I came back last year. So, when someone walks in, what do you think will be kind of a wow factor for them? Like, oh, this is fantastic. What sticks out to you as far as the plans go? Well, in the addition that they're constructing, we'll have two entrances for the public. One will be off the south side from the top of the parking garage, and then one will be from the fountain side of the property. And I think the wow factor is just going to be looking out those doors and seeing that beautiful view of the river and the bridge, and then the other direction, looking out and seeing the fountain and the gazebo and all of those historic monuments that we have on the property.
I'd imagine a project like this, it takes a lot of people getting together, agreeing on, how's that process been?
I am really grateful for our contractors on this project. Pinzel Construction has been great to work with, as well as the architect that they teamed up with, because we have a design build team, so it was Trainer HL. And then we have a lot of folks on staff that are coordinating different things too for the move. So.
How about yourself? Have you learned a lot through the process?
Well, this isn't my first project that I've worked on for the city. I was also the project manager for the police station, so I think I was able to build on a lot of that knowledge with the City Hall project.
That's what's so exciting. There are so many things that are in motion in the city of Cape, and this is just one of those. But so many things have happened over the course of the last several years. It's got to be exciting to be part of that.
Yes, and along with the City Hall project, we also have some street projects getting ready to start up downtown too. So we'll be redoing a portion of Spanish Street to kind of upgrade the sidewalks, make them ADA compliant, make the lighting easier for us to work with. And then we'll be doing a small renovation on Lorimer Street as well. And those are all kind of part of the City Hall project.
So as we kind of wrap up here, what was kind of the tipping point with the current City Hall that, okay, something's got to change here. We got to move into something different.
I think, we had an evaluation done of our existing building, and we just realized how much it was going to cost to make the repairs, and then we'd have to relocate while of those repairs were being made to the building. So we also had the county vacating the county courthouse area, and so it just made sense for us to renovate and move into our new City Hall.
And how great to be right in downtown Cape, as you said, looking over the river. So council meetings will be there, and then all the technology that I'm sure will go into the new facility. And again, looking at later this year?
Yep.
All right, fantastic. And what about the current City Hall? Any plans yet for what may happen there?
I think after we move out later this year, we'll probably be selling that building, similar to how we did the old police station after police moved to their new facility.
And that was a school at one point, is that correct? The current City Hall, I believe?
Yes, it was a Lorimer school built in the 1930s.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here today, and best of luck, and thank you for continuing to transform Cape Girardeau.
Thank you.
Thank you to Anna. When we come back, we will keep talking historic treasures with Archive Center Director Marybeth Niederkorn. That's next on Cape Chronicle.
I've been delivering Meals on Wheels to Leon for 13 years.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Leon has definitely inspired me to put more into my relationships. He really cared for his wife, who was ailing for quite a while, in such a touching way that inspired me to be a better person.
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
National forests are essential to life, majestic and grand. They clean our air, supply drinking water to millions of Americans, and provide homes to countless wildlife. They fuel our imaginations and inspire us to think big. Now, our national forests need us. Fires and natural disasters destroy millions of trees each year. That's why we're replanting our forests from coast to coast. Visit arborday.org. See how you can help.
This is Cape Chronicle, and I'm Mike RENICK. Just a reminder that while we are not wearing masks, we are following all guidelines to keep our guests and crew safe. The Cape Girardeau County Archive Center holds some of the oldest records in the state of Missouri, dating back to the late 1790s, when Don Luis Lorimer was commandant of the Cape Girardeau District of Louisiana during the Spanish regime. To tell us about all the treasures there, we have the County Archive Center Director, Marybeth Niederkorn. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you too, Mike.
So you're new to this position, new-ish?
Yes, I started in November.
In November, so you kind of hit the ground running and learning all about it. At top speed, I'm assuming right now.
Yes, I am very indebted to our archivist, Lyle Johnston, who has been with the center for several years, and he is a just wealth of knowledge, and he's been very patient with me, and he's explained a lot to me, shown me a lot, and we're learning together every day.
That's great. So just right off the bat here, what would I find if I came to your location? What would I find there?
Records. We primarily house county records, as you say, dating back to the late 1700s. Before Missouri statehood, we have marriage records, probate records, all kinds of information on taxes and land ownership, that kind of thing. We also house the Cape Girardeau County Genealogical Society's library, so we have a lot of family histories, and that kind of research is really well supported by the documents that we hold that are part of the county's holdings.
Okay, my next question was going to be, why would someone come to your office?
We have a lot of genealogy researchers, from all over the world, calling us because they have discovered an ancestor who stopped in Cape Girardeau County for a few years, owned some land, had some children, or possibly died here and was probated here. We also get a lot of students from Southeast. We have some historic preservation students who are doing research on buildings right now. And while we don't necessarily have all the information on buildings, we can definitely help and talk about maybe who owned the building, what significance it played in the history of the county.
Obviously dates back a long time.
Very long time.
Unique things that you've come across, or records that whoa, I never would have expected this.
So we actually have some pages from the daybook from Don Lewis Lorimer, and just some of the information that we have on the Spanish land grants whenever, early settlers would be granted some land in exchange for settling on it and improving it. And some of that information is just fascinating. We have a couple of researchers right now that I'm working with to kind of dive a little deeper into their own family history and also how it relates to the county.
So you mentioned that. I was going to ask, who are you working with on a daily basis? Is it, you mentioned the public can be there, but researchers, professors, or is it a kind of a wide net of folks that you work with?
It's a very wide net. We have a researcher who lives out in New Mexico who has been doing research on her family tree as it came from Cape Girardeau County. We deal with people who live here locally, who maybe they had a conversation with their oldest son, and their oldest son says, "How did Grandpa die?" And Mom can't remember. So she comes to us. We can look at the the local records Secretary of State's office. They have an index of death certificates that's freely available online. So we can look that up, kind of get some information about where did they die, how did they die, who were their parents. All this is very important information for genealogists.
You were saying before we started that it can be an overwhelming process.
Absolutely.
For people at times, but you're there to assist.
Yes, and Lyle's advice always is do one line at a time. One line at a time. So if you're looking at your grandfather's line, look at him and then his parents and take one of his parents and go back further with that. If you try to do too much at once, you'll blow your mind.
You'll receive records as well, obviously.
Yes.
What is the process for how that typically is working?
Typically, one of the county office holders or one of their staff people will contact us and say we have a box of records that needs to come over, and we have a form we fill out, and we find a place for it on the shelves and put it there. It's there, part of our inventory. And that way it's accessible if anyone comes in and needs access to those records.
Is there an online portion for people to be able to go and see any of these records at all?
Not really.
Okay.
We are not at a point yet where we have any of our records online. Now the Cape Girardeau County Recorder, Drew Blotner, he has a lot of his information online, marriage records, land deeds, that kind of thing. But we are not at that place yet. It's a very expensive, time-consuming process, and it also has an arm that security is a concern as well.
Sure.
So that's a potential future down the road project, but right now we're just not equipped for it.
So if something is needed from your office, it's a personal visit to stop in and talk with you and see what records are there.
Or a phone call or an email.
Okay. For you, what about this profession was so attractive for you?
Well, during my time as a reporter for the Southeast Missourian, I really gravitated towards stories on local history, and the people in the history community, the preservation community around here, just the relationships I built with them were wonderful, and I loved being able to really do a deep dive into what makes this county tick. And Now I don't have a deadline anymore, and I can do all the research I want. It's wonderful.
You mentioned the history. It is amazing, the history of Cape County and the surrounding area.
Oh yes, very much.
Do you work with any of the surrounding counties for record keeping or resources in that way at all?
Occasionally. I have reached out to some of the genealogical societies, for instance, in Iron County and in Madison County. We do have researchers who will call us looking for information on an ancestor they had, and that ancestor moved around a lot, maybe. Maybe had some land in what is now Bollinger County. Now, Cape Girardeau County used to encompass a lot more space than it does now. It used to go west almost all the way to the border, and over the years, different counties carved different spaces out until we arrived at the present borders. So we do need to communicate with other counties to pull records in, and they can communicate with us to find information on land holdings going back before their county was incorporated.
Well, we're out of time. This is super interesting, and we have to come see you to find out more.
Definitely.
And where's your office at?
112 East Washington Street in Jackson, and we are online at capecounty.us. And our phone number is 573-204-2332.
All right, Marybeth, thank you so much.
Thanks
to all of our guests today, and thank you for watching Cape Chronicle. The program is in collaboration among the Department of Mass Media at Southeast Missouri State University, the City of Cape Girardeau, and River Radio. Our executive producer is Dr. Jim DUFEK. I'm your host, Mike RENICK. Thanks for watching.